Crazy. Heavy rain pours down on BTS's Toronto concert, but that night became one of the most epic moments. Hello ARMY all around the world, and welcome back to BTS fans. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to BTS fans, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest stories, moments, and updates about BTS and all 7 members. The night in Toronto was supposed to be an incredible concert night. But no one expected the rain to become part of the story. When the sky began to change, when the first drops started falling, and when thousands of ARMY continued gathering around the venue, the atmosphere of BTS's Toronto concert slowly transformed into something much more emotional. This was no longer just a concert. It was a night when BTS, ARMY, music, and rain came together to create a moment that would be difficult to forget. And strangely enough, the rain made the night feel even more special. Toronto changes before the BTS concert. Toronto was already filled with BTS energy long before the concert began. ARMY arrived from different places with incredible excitement. Some came with friends. Some came with family. Others came alone, but quickly found new friends because they shared one thing in common. They were all ARMY. The city, usually filled with its everyday activities, seemed to have a completely different atmosphere. Conversations about BTS could be heard among fans. Light sticks began appearing everywhere. BTS merchandise was proudly worn. And slowly, the area around the venue became more crowded. Everyone was waiting for one thing. BTS was coming to the Toronto stage. After a long journey, different cities, different stages, and countless unforgettable moments throughout the tour, Toronto became another important chapter in BTS's journey with ARMY. But that night, there was one thing nobody could control. The weather. The Toronto sky began showing signs of change. The clouds became heavier. The atmosphere felt different. And then, the rain began to fall. At first, it may have been nothing more than a few drops. Some fans probably thought the rain would stop soon. But slowly, the rain became more noticeable. And this was where the story of the night began to change. The rain begins to test ARMY. A major concert requires a lot of preparation. Fans had already waited. They had planned their journeys. They had prepared their outfits. Many had waited for months to see BTS in person. So when the rain arrived, it was not easy for everyone to simply leave. They stayed. Umbrellas began appearing. Rain jackets were put on. Some ARMY tried to protect their belongings from getting wet. But the most interesting thing was the expression on the fans' faces. Instead of the atmosphere turning completely negative, an even stronger sense of determination began to appear. Because everyone knew. They came to Toronto for BTS. And that night would still be a BTS night. The rain could not erase their excitement. In fact, the rain made the atmosphere even more dramatic. Imagine a huge stadium. Thousands of people gathered together. The lights beginning to shine. The sky becoming dark. Rain falling. and thousands of ARMY still waiting. Everyone was asking the same question. What would BTS's performance be like tonight? When BTS appears, all eyes turn to the stage. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. The venue lights began to change. The crowd became louder. Thousands of ARMY began shouting BTS's name. Within seconds, the energy throughout the stadium felt completely different. BTS finally appeared on stage. And suddenly, the rain that had been the main focus was no longer the most important thing. Because when the 7 members stood on stage, all eyes were on them. Taehyung, Jungkook, J-Hope, RM, Jin, Jimin, Suga. 7 names. 1 BTS. And the thousands of ARMY who had been waiting finally received the answer to their anticipation. The music began. The stage came alive. And the Toronto night officially became a BTS concert. But this time, there was something different. The rain was still part of the atmosphere. Drops of water beneath the stage lights created a dramatic scene. Every spotlight seemed even more powerful. Every movement on stage felt more cinematic. And when ARMY raised their light sticks, the view became incredible. A purple ocean in the rain. One of the most iconic elements of a BTS concert is the visual connection between BTS and ARMY. When thousands of light sticks shine together, a stadium can transform into an ocean of light. But in Toronto that night, there was something different. Imagine that purple ocean beneath a dark sky. Rain falling. Stage lights moving. Music filling the venue. And thousands of ARMY singing together. This is the kind of moment that cannot simply be created with technology. Its power comes from people. From thousands of people choosing to stay. From thousands of voices coming together. And from 7 people on stage continuing to give their energy to the audience. The rain made everything feel even more real. No stage is perfect without challenges. No concert always goes exactly according to plan. But sometimes the unexpected moments are the ones that create the strongest memories. And Toronto was experiencing exactly that. BTS and ARMY sharing one story. There is something truly special about a BTS concert. BTS does not simply perform in front of an audience. They build a connection with ARMY. When BTS sings, ARMY answers with their voices. When BTS greets them, the stadium responds. When the members speak, thousands of people listen. And when the rain falls, ARMY remains there. That is what made the night feel different. From a simple perspective, rain is just weather. But from the perspective of the ARMY who were there, the rain became part of the memory. Toronto, a rainy night to remember. Years from now, ARMY may remember the Toronto concert simply as the BTS concert when it rained. And that one sentence could bring back the entire memory. The rain made the night feel even more cinematic, especially with BTS performing under the lights. Taehyung naturally attracted attention with his calm presence and unique charisma, but the magic of the night came from all 7 members standing together. RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, Taehyung, and Jungkook each brought their own energy, creating the powerful experience that only BTS can deliver. And despite the rain, ARMY never stopped singing, cheering, and waving their light sticks. Thousands of voices filled the venue, showing BTS that their support would not disappear because of the weather. The rain eventually became more than just weather. It became part of the memory. Years later, fans may look back at their photos and videos and remember one simple feeling. I was there. Toronto became another unforgettable chapter in BTS's journey, a night filled with music, rain, lights, and the incredible connection between BTS and ARMY. Because sometimes the most epic moments are not the ones that were planned. They are the unexpected moments that stay in our memories forever. Toronto, that night belonged to BTS and ARMY.